Alright, man, look, what's good with y'all niggas, bro? We back with another One Piece video, bro. 1172 discussion, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? This chapter itself really wasn't, it didn't really have that much jam-packed shit in it for the most part. This is kind of like a setup chapter. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about about a little bit of stuff going on in the chapter, potential setups for next chapter, predictions for next chapter, and what this chapter could be setting up for potential matchups for Elbaf and shit like that, right? First off, if you click on this video, man, I appreciate you for fucking with me, you know what I'm saying? But let's just get straight into the review and just talking about One Piece, bro. So basically the main takeaway from this chapter is Zoros group with Hardigan, however the fuck you say that nigga's name again, and Gaban and Sanji are all going up there to Emu and whatever. And basically Jarul ends up just giving his speech about what really happened the day Harold died. Basically that he was possessed by some sort of demon and that it was the government's being. And basically that Loki is innocent. And basically, my nigga, this nigga Jaruls is basically telling these niggas the demons are back, aka the world government. And as Elbaf, nigga, we gotta fight and step to these niggas. He is one of the first countries to really look at the world government and say, we are the world government's enemy, just like how Luffy and them is. So that's fire, my nigga. I wish Jarul's speech would have been a little longer, though. I wish he would have, like, spoke more about how Loki is innocent. Like, he touched on it a little bit, but he doesn't really like expand on like how I thought. Now, I'm not really mad Jarul was the one giving the speech. I kind of felt like it should be Jarul or Loki giving the speech to the Elbafians on fighting back against Emu. I felt like Loki doing it would have been more hype as far as interest wise, but Jarul doing it is still cool, you know what I'm saying? Because Dory and Bragi are coming to kill Jarul, and Jarul is looked at as like the leader of Elbaf, and he's like one of the oldest niggas left, right? So that's cool. They're basically declaring that they're against the world government officially now. Emu doesn't really do shit this chapter, but none of the Gore, I was going to say Gore say, none of the Holy Knights do anything this chapter, bro. Emu and Gasada Gunko's body doesn't do anything either. But we do end off the chapter with Zoros saying he has a plan. Now, what could Zoros' plan potentially be, my nigga? I really don't know. I've heard people say like Zoros' plan is gonna be to get Dory and Bragi to fight each other, or he's not really even gonna have a plan. He's just gonna be on some Zoro shit and be like, you know what I'm saying, let's just get in there and cut this shit, right? I've also seen some people say maybe Zoro can try to cut the thorns on the children's, like that are surrounding some of the kids, so they can actually get them. Not really putting too much stock into what Zoro's plan gonna be. If his plan end up being a little something, you know what I'm saying, props to my nigga Zoro. But you know, you can't really rely on Zoro to have too many smart moments in the series, because Zoro's kind of a dumbass. Even though that's my nigga Zoro, my boy, you know what I'm saying, that's my goat. But you know what I'm saying, I'm not really expecting him to do anything too much crazy. Maybe like I said, he can try to get Dory and Bragi to argue with each other and then they start fighting each other, or maybe he just does some shit and just bust out Conqueror's Haki and just starts trying to fry these niggas. I don't fucking know. Who really knows what Zoro's gonna do, bro? Let me know in the comments what y'all think Zoro's gonna do. How y'all feel about Yarul's speech and shit like that. But this chapter, like I said, is mainly setting up the fights for Elbaf. This is kind of a setup chapter. This is our first chapter back from the flashback. No Luffy or no Loki this chapter, sadly, but they'll probably be in the next chapter, which I assume. But let's talk about what next chapter could hold. I think next chapter we definitely will be getting the start of who Zoro might be fighting, right? I believe, now let's talk about matchups for a quick second. I do think it's a good chance Zoro will fight Killingham, Sanji's gonna fight Summers, and Luffy and Loki might tag team Emu/Gunko or whatever the fuck, right? And I'm gonna tell you why I think this. Sanji and Summers seems like the perfect matchup due to the fact how Summers, we seen like in the flashback, like was whipping on who was that, Shaki, bro? And plus Summers does seem like the most underwhelming out of all three of the God Knights that we have left here on the island. Am I tripping? I don't know why I feel like we have another nigga here that just hasn't been shown yet. Emu, keep saying Emu, Gunko, Killingham, Summers, and we had Shamrock, and Shamrock's gone. So I guess it is just these three niggas. I don't know why I feel like I'm forgetting a Holy Knight or something. If I am, in the comment section, let me know. But I do think Zoro's gonna fight Killingham. No real reasoning for that, mainly because they both kind of have like Killingham. This is like a spear staff type of thing. Zoro has like the sword, obviously. Now I really want to see how would like the nightmare aspect of Killingham's power interact with Zoro, if he would even use that on him. Like, we haven't really seen Killingham fight, we've just seen him use his fucking nightmare ability. So I'm interested to see how he would fight in like a 1v1 scenario for real. with his fruit, or what he actually would have. I doubt he has Conqueror's hockey or anything like that, but who fucking knows, bro? Then they might, all these niggas might have some type of hockey embedment by Emu or whatever the fuck to do the Covenant. But I definitely think Sanji's gonna fight Sombras and Zoro's gonna fight killing him. I've also seen people speculate maybe Usopp has something to do with killing him, considering the fact that his shit is like nightmarish and all that shit. And we know Usopp dealt with I forgot her fucking name, but girl in fucking Thriller Bark back all the way back then, since he couldn't really feel the type of way that the ghosts were able to make you feel back then. So that's also another point, but I'm really thinking Zoro's probably gonna fight him. But I've also seen people say maybe Zoro fights Dory and Brocky or something like that. I wouldn't really, as a Zoro fan, would I want him to fight Dory and Brocky? I don't really know. I feel like all these fights that we are potentially setting up for, the main ones are gonna be the most hype is clearly Gunko versus Luffy or Loki, or Luffy and Loki, right? But as far as like what else we could potentially get next chapter, hopefully we see some more Luffy and Loki making their way up here. I hope we don't stay like just on the Zoros group next chapter fully, unless we're going to actually start dwelling into the fights and start like branching off, right? Because honestly, how many more chapters do y'all think Elbaf has left? I would want to say, I don't even know. I could see Elbaf going on for like another 20 chapters, to be honest with y'all niggas. And within another 20, 25-ish chapters, who genuinely knows what could happen? I do feel like though maybe next chapter we could cut back to like the other Straw Hats, like Jinbei and Robin and all of them, and Brook, seeing what they're doing, because we know Brook went in his little soul form and he went off to go look for shit, and everybody else was just tied up. So maybe next chapter could be tying up some more loose ends, bringing more of the other groups back together. I wouldn't be more surprised if we popped around and was getting towards the other groups as well. This is kind of a side note though. This isn't really like talking about the chapter, but this is something I wanted to touch on next time I talked about Elbaf and One Piece. Bro, do y'all think Usopp is getting anything this arc? I might make this its own separate video eventually. Well, no, there's no question. This will be its own separate video eventually, especially if Usopp gets nothing this arc. But this has like been a topic I've been seeing coming up more lately, like again as of the last couple of weeks. But bro, do we think Usopp is genuinely gonna have, is he getting anything this arc? Is he gonna have a moment? Like, I could really see him having a moment, but how much is Usopp's moment really gonna hit at this point? Nigga, we've seen so much shit in God Valley, bro. What the fuck could we possibly care about Usopp doing, bro? Usopp is not finna help these niggas beat Emu slash Gumko, or Emu possessing Gumko. 9 times out of 10, that will probably end with Brook snapping her out of it, and like Gumko will like try to use her will to like force Emu out of her body or some bullshit. That's probably how that's gonna go, similar along those lines. So he's not gonna help with the defeat of Emu. People were speculating that Usopp would be the one to rally the giants together with a speech or some sort of moment to rally them up to fight against Emu, but no, Yarul did that. Niggas were talking about Usopp is gonna get the hammer. Clearly that's Loki's fucking hammer. So for my Usopp fans, if any of y'all are watching this video, if y'all even exist anymore, what is Zoro? I said, what is Zoro? What is Usopp gonna get or do? You know what I'm saying? And if he doesn't get anything or do anything now, when will that nigga ever have his moment again? Because me personally, I'm a firm believer of, if Usopp ever wants to get value, or not even get value, if Usopp ever wants to really have a heartfelt moment again, he has to sacrifice himself. I'm sorry, that's just my personal opinion. I'm way beyond and over Usopp's little bum ass, bro. He is trash as fuck. Ever since Dressrosa, I have been over this little bastard. I can't even lie to you. And the fact that Elbaf has been here and he still ain't gotten shit is beyond me. But who knows? Maybe he'll turn it around and get something. Also, what happened to all y'all Captain Kidd fans who swore to God that nigga was coming back during Elbaf, nigga? It's been like, I don't know how long it's been, nigga. It's been years. It's been like a whole year, damn near 2 years since that chapter came out when Kid got washed. And y'all swore he was getting picked up when we came to Elbaf. Nigga, he's not here, bro. You know what I'm saying? That nigga's not here. But this chapter was decent all in all, bro. Like I said, not really too much this chapter for real as far as like what's going on in the story or the story progressing for real. Just mainly recap for real for most of the first couple of pages. And then the last few pages was just Yaro's speech and Zoro jumping in saying he has a plan. Hopefully we do see Zoro go crazy next chapter. I feel like it has been a minute since we've gotten like a real nice Zoro fight and or moment. So hopefully Zoro gets that. You know what I'm saying? His last fight was Lucci. I was actually just watching that in the anime the other day, like yesterday actually. So I would love to have another good Zoro moment, especially since these opponents seem like they could be way more worthy and give us a better fight than Rob Lucci, bro. So yeah, let me know what y'all think will be going on in the next chapter. We're not on break this week, so that is good as well. So I figured I might as well get this video, even though it's gonna be kind of short. There's not much to talk about. I could get it out and get it out quick, because we'll be back again this coming week with another fucking chapter. So that's good. Hopefully this chapter is more has more info and just more shit for us to talk about this upcoming week. Maybe I'll pop out another video before the chapter comes out, but I doubt it unless something really just comes to mind that I really feel like I should talk about. If I'm not mistaken, the chapter comes out Friday, and it's currently Sunday as I'm recording, so the next chapter should be out again by Friday. Spoilers are probably going to be out by Wednesday. So chances are, unless I really just feel like making another video, and if I do make another video, it'll probably be talking about theorizing how Shanks actually beat or captured Loki. So yeah, love y'all niggas, bro. I'm finna go ahead and get out of here, man. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of irritated before recording this video, so if my energy felt kind of off, I'm sorry about that shit. I was like very annoyed before I started recording this shit. But yeah, love y'all niggas, bro. Hopefully the next chapter is a little bit better. Hopefully we see my niggas Zoro go crazy. Let me know what y'all think about the chapter and what's next to come, and I'm out, bro. Peace.